listen to me carefully, because what I'm about to tell you can either make you unstoppable in the next decade, or leave you broke, forgotten, and bitter. Times have changed. The rules of success have changed. And here's the harsh truth. Most people are still trying to win today's game with yesterday's playbook. That's why they fail. There was a time when business was simple. The boss gave orders, the workers obeyed, and the public had no choice but to take whatever was handed to them. That time is gone, dead, buried, and it's never coming back. Why? Because the power has shifted. The real employer is no longer the man who signs your paycheck. The real employer, the one who decides whether you eat or starve, rise or fall, is the public you serve. The customer, the client, the audience. If you don't serve them like your life depends on it, they will fire you without warning. Not with a pink slip, but with something far worse. Silence. No calls, no sales, no business. Now, I need you to burn this into your mind. The golden rule, not the rule of gold, will dominate the future. The old way was greed. The new way is giving. The old question was, how much can I take? The new question is, how much can I give, and how well can I give it? You think I'm exaggerating? Let me prove it. Do you remember when banks used to feel like fortresses? Heavy doors, marble floors, and a chill in the air that told you, don't you dare ask for a loan unless you're perfect. Today, those same banks have torn down the walls, literally. Bankers sit in the open. They smile. They offer coffee. Why? Because the Great Depression taught them a brutal lesson. Arrogance kills. Courtesy pays. Think about the streetcars. Years ago, if you dared to question a conductor, he'd snap back like it was his personal mission to ruin your day. Where are those streetcars now? Gone, rusting in junkyards. Today, buses rule the streets, and their drivers greet you like an old friend. You can flag them in the middle of the block, and they'll stop. Why? Because the companies learned service isn't optional. It's survival. Let me drive this deeper. During the Depression, entire industries collapsed. Coal operators and labor unions fought over wages, like two wolves fighting over the same bone. They raised prices, squeezed the public, and forgot one little detail. Without customers, there is no business. Result? They destroyed themselves. They didn't just lose profits, they lost their entire future. And here's the biggest truth of all. Behind every economic disaster is a moral disaster. When you try to reap without sowing, when you try to take without giving, the universe collects its debt with interest. You can't cheat this law. Not in farming, not in business, not in life. Let me ask you, what seeds are you sowing right now? Because if your strategy is to give as little as possible and take as much as you can, you're already digging your own grave. But here's the good news, and it's the best news you'll hear today. If you become the kind of person who gives more, serves more, and cares more than anyone else in your field, you will be unstoppable. You will never beg for a job. You will never worry about competition. Why? Because people don't fire servants, they worship them. Pause and picture this. Imagine walking into a room knowing every employer, every client, every investor wants you. Not because you need them, but because they need you. That's power. That's freedom. And you can have it. If you understand this one truth, the future belongs to the servant leader. And make no mistake, this is not theory. Look around you. Every great company today lives by one slogan: courtesy and service. Amazon, service. Apple, service. Starbucks, service. The moment they forget, they die. Just like the old-time grocers who ignored their customers and were buried by chain stores that treated customers like kings. Write this on the walls of your mind. In this new age, the man who serves best will live best. Now, let me hit you with a question that could change everything. Are you prepared for this new era? Or are you still clinging to the old ways, hoping the world will go back to normal? Because if you are, let me tell you something that might stink. Normal is dead. This is not just business advice. This is survival advice. If you want security, if you want wealth, if you want influence, you must make yourself indispensable to the only boss who truly matters, the public you serve. And in a moment I'll show you exactly how to do that, step by step, in a way so powerful you'll wonder why no one ever told you before. But before we go there, answer this honestly. Are you ready to stop playing the old game? Are you ready to embrace the golden rule and claim your place at the top? Because the clock is ticking and the world is moving fast. Stay with me, because the next part will give you the blueprint for dominating this new era. And when I say dominating, I mean building a career, a business and a life so secure, so abundant that no recession, no depression, no crisis can ever shake it. Because remember this, times have changed, and if you don't change with them, you don't. Now lean in, because what I'm about to share with you can flip the entire trajectory of your life. In the previous part, we uncovered one profound truth. The real boss is the public, not your manager, not your company, but the people you serve. The next question is, how do you turn this truth into your ultimate power? Remember this, in the old days, if you created a good product or earned a decent degree, you were considered safe. Today, that era is gone. Today, degrees, resume, and technical skills are just your entry ticket, not the destination. In the new world, two forces dominate, value and service. And let me be brutally honest, if you fail to master these, you'll be left behind no matter how smart you think you are. Why the game has changed forever. There was a time when arrogance was a badge of power. Think back, bankers behind mahogany doors, grocery clerks making customers wait, ticket officers pointing rudely to the bulletin board. Where are they now? Gone! Wiped out by businesses that embraced courtesy and service. Why? Because the public learned to say, if you don't treat me right, someone else will. This single shift, the rise of the empowered, customer destroyed giants and created new empires. And here's the kicker. This doesn't apply just to companies. It applies to you. If you are rude, careless, or self-centered in your work, you are done, finished. Because in the marketplace of personal services, the currency is not time, it is impact. The power of partnership. Let me give you a formula that will separate you from 99% of the workforce. Employer plus employee plus public dash partnership. This is the new triangle of success. Employers and employees are no longer gladiators in an arena, fighting for wages and profits. That toxic game killed entire industries. Look at the anthracite coal regions. Greed on both sides made oil companies rich and miners broke. If you want to rise, you must think like a partner. Ask yourself, how does my work impact the public? How can I create solutions, not just fill hours? What can I give that no one else is giving? Because the person who brings answers, big, bold, creative answers, writes his own paycheck. The law no one escapes. Listen to me carefully. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. The Great Depression wasn't an accident. It was a bill coming due. The world tried to get without giving. Companies exploited workers. Workers gave minimum effort for maximum pay. The result? Collapse. And yet, people repeat the same mistake every day in their jobs. They do just enough to avoid being fired. They say, that's not my job. They wait for opportunities instead of creating them. But not you. You're here because you refuse to live like that. You're here because you want to dominate, not just survive. How do you dominate in this new era? It's simple, but it's not easy. Here's your blueprint. 1. Serve like your life depends on it. Because it does. Your income, your reputation, your future, they all rise or fall on how deeply you serve. T. Over-deliver relentlessly. Never give the bare minimum. Make it a personal challenge to leave people saying, "Wow, I didn't expect that." 3. Kill the job mindset. You're not looking for a job. You're looking for an opportunity to become indispensable. 4. Position yourself as a solution creator. Employers don't buy time, they buy outcomes. Show them you can deliver results and price becomes irrelevant. 5. Live the golden rule in business. Forget the rule of gold that worships profit at all costs. If you live by service first, you will profit more than you ever imagined. E. Now stop and imagine this. What would your life look like if, for the next 90 days, you practiced these 5 rules with relentless energy? How many doors would open? How many competitors would you leave in the dust? This isn't theory. This is the formula the future belongs to. And the question is, are you bold enough to apply it? You've stuck with me this far, and that tells me one thing. You are serious about building a life where opportunity doesn't just knock. It kicks the door down for you. So let's get into the real mechanics of how you make that happen. Most people think getting a job or winning a position is about applying, waiting and hoping. Let me tell you something that will shock you. Waiting is the fastest way to die broke. In the new economy, you don't ask for a job. You create one. You don't say, "Please hire me." You say, "Here's how I can make you money, save you money, or solve your biggest problem." E. Step 1. Decide exactly what you want. Vague goals create vague results. If you say, "I just want a job," and congratulations, you'll get one you hate at a pay you can't live on. You must be precise. What industry excites you? What specific role lets your talents shine? What company or person do you want to work for? Write it down, lock it in. Because if you don't know what you want, you'll accept anything, and anything will destroy your potential. Step 2. Study the battlefield. You wouldn't walk into a poker game without knowing the rules, right? So why walk into a career blind? Research your target company. What are their goals for the next 12 months? Where are they bleeding money? What changes are shaking up their industry? When you walk in with solutions to their problems, you stop being an applicant. You become a strategic partner. Step 3. Build your battle plan. This is where most people fail. They send a bland resume and pray. That's lazy, and lazy is broke. Here's the new playbook. Craft a personalized plan for the company you're targeting. Show them how your skills, creativity, and energy will give them an edge. Make the proposal so sharp, so clear, they can't ignore you. Remember, companies don't care about your needs. They care about their survival and growth. If you can connect your value to their goals, you win. E. Step 4. Package yourself like $1 million brand. Let me drop a truth bomb. You are a product. And in today's world, products are judged by presentation first. That means your proposal should look like it came from a pro, not a rookie. Your LinkedIn, social media, and personal brand must scream authority. Every detail, the font, the design, the tone should say, "I'm the best investment you'll make this year." And yes, include a professional photo. Presentation matters because first impressions last. E. Step 5. Offer the ultimate advantage. Ready for the move that will shock any employer. Offer to work on probation for free. Why would you do that? Because nothing says confidence like this. I believe in my value so much, I'll prove it before you pay me a cent. If you're good, you'll never work free for long. In fact, the employer will fight to lock you in before someone else does. E. Step 6. Kill the excuses and execute. Listen, the difference between the top 1% and everyone else isn't talent, it's execution. Most people talk, few act, and fewer still act consistently. So the next time you're tempted to say, "I'll do it tomorrow," remember this: tomorrow belongs to those who do today. E. The mindset shift that changes everything. Stop thinking like an employee. Start thinking like a problem solver. Employers don't care about filling seats. They care about results. The person who solves problems never has to beg for work. So ask yourself, whose problem can I solve today? How can I make myself so valuable that the word unemployed becomes a joke in my life? E. The big promise. Apply what I just shared for the next 30 days, and you will never again look for a job the old way. Instead of chasing companies, companies will chase you. Listen carefully, because what I'm about to share is the difference between those who crumble when the economy crashes and those who get rich while everyone else panics. If the last few decades taught us anything, it's this: job security is dead. Whole industries disappear overnight. Companies you thought were untouchable vanish in a year. So what's the real security? It's not a paycheck. It's not a job title. It's not even your degree. The only real security is the ability to create opportunities on demand. And that power comes from mastering one thing: value creation. Here's the cold truth. Every company, every business, every organization runs on one fuel: results. If you can consistently create results that matter, you will never fear unemployment. Let me ask you, can you take an idea and turn it into profit? Can you take a process and make it faster, cheaper, better? Can you turn chaos into clarity for a company drowning in problems? If you can answer yes to any of these, congratulations, you are not just an employee. You are an asset, and assets never stay on the shelf. The secret skill nobody talks about. The number one skill that will keep you ahead, no matter what happens in the economy, is this: the ability to sell. Now wait, before you roll your eyes, I'm not talking about becoming a pushy salesperson. I'm talking about the ability to sell your ideas, sell your solutions, sell yourself as the obvious choice. Because let's be honest, the best idea in the world is worthless if you can't convince anyone to believe in it. The most talented professional will starve if they can't persuade someone to hire them, promote them, or pay them what they're worth. Sales isn't just a business skill, it's a life skill. The parent who can't sell their kids on values loses the family. The leader who can't sell their team on a vision loses the company. And the professional who can't sell their value loses everything. Why most people fail. Most people never learn this. They believe the myth that hard work speaks for itself. No, it doesn't. Hard work is silent. Communication sells. Influence wins. The world doesn't pay you for effort. It pays you for impact. And the fastest way to multiply your impact is to master influence. The 3-step formula to make yourself recession-proof. 1. Specialize, don't be a jack of all trades. Pick a skill, a niche, an expertise, and own it. Become the go-to person. 2. Monetize. Turn that skill into a result companies and clients will pay for. Learn the language of money, profit, savings, growth. 3. Advertise, build. A personal brand that makes opportunities come to you. LinkedIn, YouTube, podcasts, dominate where your audience lives. What happens when you do this? Opportunities stop being something you chase. They become something you attract. While others worry about layoffs, you'll be deciding which offer pays you more. You'll have the power to say no to bad deals and yes to what aligns with your vision. And let me tell you something. Nothing feels better than that freedom. Your call to action. Stop thinking like a job seeker. Start thinking like a value creator. Stop waiting for opportunity. Start engineering it. Stop living in fear of the next recession. Start preparing to own it. Because in the end, the marketplace doesn't care about your degree, your title, or your experience. It cares about one thing. Can you deliver? Deliver value, and you will never be unemployed a day in your life. E. Final power statement. Your future is not in the hands of an employer. It's in your hands. Build the skill. Sell the value. Create the life you deserve.